I'm ready tonight to go right, to do what's right.
It's my life to live, it's a blessing for me. Today the dreams to be on me. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Hey, hey, I'm having a wonderful day. It's my life to live, it's a blessing for me. Today the dreams to be on me. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Hey, hey.
Hey, y'all. Hope y'all having a wonderful day. Welcome to Live at 5, presented by Peep Game TV. I'm your man, SRD, with my man, 100 grand, Big Moves.
Big Mus in the house.
We are choosing ourselves to be the catalyst to bring togetherness for us all.
Inshallah, brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother. And
Walaikum
hello to the people
salam.
in the world, brothers and sisters. Shah, before we get into that thing, man, did you see the latest on that Gonza situation, brother?
Nah. I didn't catch it. What's going on with
You
it?
see Joe Biden wife trying to urge him to stop that war, man.
Joe Lydon?
Yeah. Yo, man.
Joe Lydon that be hiding.
Yeah, he be hiding because he behind in the polls and everything, man. But he been hiding, but that's a serious situation, man, that they caused that strike on those people like that, brother.
Yeah. I mean, and he gonna say heartbroken, but he's not saying, okay, if the war don't end, they can't receive no type of funding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because America's been funding Israel for years, massive money. When Trump got in, he was saying, "Look, I'm gonna try to not have to give them the money," but I don't know what happened. But
Right.
at this point, why fund a war that's causing hardship for civilians? Basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it first started, Israel tried to make it like the Hamas was killing all the civilians, but now we
Right.
see something different.
Yeah. You see a
So
total difference, bro.
yeah. So I mean, and the main thing is it's a crime against humanity, man. When it all boils down to it, it's a crime against humanity. Whenever an outside entity comes to conquer and take the land of the indigenous people, that's a crime against humanity. And really,
Americans known for that. Yeah.
and really, the UN, the United Nations, all those who are involved in the United Nations need to step up and start, doing what's right by humanity, because it's been far too long for this same type of colonization to be continuously happening in this day and time. Where it's being the whole purpose of the United Nations being formed, I believe in 1945, was to put a halt to that. Put a halt to that coming in, and because you're more powerful, you're taking the land from the indigenous people and putting them under your jurisdiction.
Right.
Okay? So yeah. So if Biden don't want to do it, I mean, hey, and then we still got the Russia and Ukraine war. Still got that. And then we talk about, uh, black on black crime.
Yeah, the war that's
You know
here.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, so what is it like
The
at the end of the
frequency
day?
war. Yeah.
Right. So at the end of the day, people are killing people, but what are we killing each other for? What are people killing each other for? We know in the hoods, it's really just straight ignorance. A lot of it is just straight ignorance, and a lot of it, then other times, is trauma from not being able to get the proper help from individuals, family members, loved ones has been murdered in front of them, so they do it out of retaliation. And now just become a cycle out of retaliation, back to back, killing each other when there's no cure or treatment being, provided. Because,
Right.
after we know that there's, 5 stages of grief, and the first one normally being anger. You know what I mean? Anger or denial. They all come to each of us differently,
Right.
but we know that two of them is, we know one is anger and one is denial. So after you deny, that anger kicks in, it's easy to go murder somebody, So, that being said, man, you know, I love all you people, man. We got to start really loving each other more. And as me and Big Moons was talking about yesterday, we got to learn to communicate better. And we have to, it's going to benefit us to start to identify our emotions rather than acting on our emotions. It's yours now. Go ahead, my
You
brother.
you 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 know it's enlightening to see that we could come together and talk about um, a celebrity in such a massive platforms,
Right.
repeatedly updating everybody on the situation. And when something like that happens, it's not covered massively on platforms to bring the interest to the reality in real time, what's going on that affects everybody, you know? But we're pointed in a direction to follow and watch them tear down an individual or go after one individual that is powerless. You know what I'm saying? But the regime that is powerful, that is going and destroying a masses of people, we have these platforms, and we're not bringing forth the information in a collectively. You know what I'm saying? And delivering this to the people so we could put them in another mind frame of like, this is happening, but this is going on that affects everybody. These are people that's losing their lives. Like, how can you not identify
Absolutely.
at your skill level, at your powerful level, not identify things that you are taught to identify and to recognize, because that's part of your skillful. That's part of your skills to identify and to recognize. And how can you not do that? And that's see, because we look at things like whatever is going over there is going on over there, but that's happening right here. We're being identified too, and we're being targeted, and we're being blown up. We're being blown up in so many different ways, out of our homes, out of our families, torn away from our jobs, and everything else is going on, but in a different fashion. But over there it's being done abroad and out in the opening, and we're watching it. It's the same thing with over in Ukraine. What's going on over there? We watch these things happen, but we don't make that the subject of our platform. We don't continuously and collectively, some of us do speak on it, but it's a lot of platforms. And I've been strolling and I've been checking out, and the topics is I guess it's yeah, it's interesting, and we have a way of financially setting ourselves through these platforms or being bringing stuff to the people. I won't say that strike their interest. I think we influence them their interest to be striked in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not something like everybody will go, that's his life, that's what he do, or that's what this one does. But here you have individuals in the presidency and people that um changing the way we live, the and what we're entitled to drastically, and we're not paying no attention to that. You have
But
radio, they don't
yeah,
bring, they'll do a segment, but that'll be it. We need to speak about like what's going on, because that was us. It's being us. It's in a different form as we relate to it now. But we're and collectively in 2024 with the unify with the people unifying because
Yeah,
of all situations, but we have a lot more unity than we used to have. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And with that power and with so many immigrants in this country, the power that we have that we could speak, we're not collectively using that. We're still on when it comes to our culture, we still chasing after this bad one that did something.
Hold right there. I want to play something that kind of fits in with what you're saying.
Right.
This young lady is 18 years old. Listen to her.
Never been the same since I became one of the 1% instead of all the 99%. And I've tried to share my experiences with people and what I've learned, just at 18 years old, which is crazy. People think I'm crazy because, like, when I talk, I know a lot of, like, stuff people don't really know about because they're not woke up. They're not woke yet. And I think a lot of people don't understand is you lose so much people, you're isolated so much because people just don't understand you. They all worried about the wrong thing. They all talking about this drama. That shit is so boring. I don't want to talk about that. I like talking about so much shit nobody knows about. And it's just like, it's crazy because I want to share this knowledge, but I can't. When you become addicted to learning so much knowledge, it becomes lonely at the top. Why don't losing so much people? Because people don't want to learn anything. They want to stay in the same place. They want to stay in the matrix. They want to go to school. They want to go to college. They want to get, whatever they want to get, retirement, die, that's it. They don't want to learn nothing. They don't want to know the truth about this world. So it's real lonely for me. And I don't mean to brag, promise. Like, this is my experience. When you get to this level of a human, people start to be uncomfortable around you. And I start to be uncomfortable around them because they're so meaningless. They talk about nothing. Pointless conversations I can't engage with. This world is separating energetically, and a lot of stuff is about to happen, and I can't speak of it on here, but this is how I'm feeling. So hope you guys have a blessed day. My life has never been the same since I became one of the 1% instead of all the 99%.
Wow, that's very deep, brother. You got to share that, man.
Just
So so
We
this
got to
is
circulate that. See, those are things. Especially you said she said she's 18.
18,
You got to
18.
circulate that, even having that knowledge of being a part of that 1%, and her vision and her experience at that age. That's enlightening, and it's possibility. It's many more like her. So
Right.
that need to get spread around
Yeah,
because
yeah. So
we that's
right,
what we doing. We're focused on the wrong frequency, brother, on the wrong energy,
absolutely.
bro.
She said, you heard what she said. When you get to that higher level of self, you know what I mean? You start functioning on that higher level. Right now, people are functioning on their lower levels of self. As you said, desire,
Right.
emotions, sex, all of the things that brings you to your animalistic self. You know what I'm saying? Not your God mind, your God-like consciousness. We those of us who are religious or have knowledge of religion, it says that, you know, that the creator breathed life into us. So if we have that life into us, why aren't we showing those godlike qualities? Why are we accepting the lower level qualities of life? The young lady, 18. You know
18
what I'm
years
saying?
old. Yeah.
18 years old, and she's saying, look, I stay away from the meaningless conversations that don't mean nothing. I felt that was important because what you're saying is exactly what she's saying. She's
Right.
saying that we're not talking about the right things. We're not feeding each other the right foods mentally and verbally. We're feeding a bunch of junk food. At the end of the day, what's going on with Puffy is, Diddy, whatever you want to call him, Sean, yeah, it's a life altering situation for him. However, if you are not trying to basically bring some clarity to what's going on. If you want to make a joke about somebody's life, we don't need that. We don't need individuals who identify as black to be pulling the coattail and dragging each other down. It's we've done that too often, too long, and it's time for us to really wake up and start seeing, look, this happens. And once it happened to him, you could be next. This is what people don't realize. They already got R. Kelly, so they had Bill Cosby. So who'll be next? They did it to Kanye. They made Kyrie Irving apologize for what? For sharing information.
for for sharing information
And when I
with
say
his own
they, I want to
opinion.
I want to be clear who they are. They are the high-powered business entities and the government. Those two are they. The high-powered business entities, the business people, and the government, because they work hand in hand. They
Right,
work hand in hand to keep power. The high-powered business individuals need the government to put together the laws and regulate so that they keep power and control.
right.
That's what it's
I
all
agree
about.
with you, brother.
That's what those wars about, power and control.
That's it.
And we as the people, we it's going to benefit us to get away from the technology of racism. You know, racism is something that a, a divisive formula that was put together to separate the people. So when you give a people a white and black, which are colors or crayons, you know what I mean, and you have them going against each other, and we saying, oh, the white people, and they saying the black people, and then they saying the Puerto Rican people, and they saying the Jewish people. All of these, we separating what needs to be done, and what needs to be done is the people come together for the benefit of us as a whole. Sure, we all have different ethnicities. We all have different cultures, and that's fine. And we all want to take care of the people we are a part of first. We want to see the people we are a part of first do well, and that's fine. However, we all share this same planet. So basically, it's called the Mother Earth. And if this is the mother, we are all its children. So that means we're all related in some form or fashion.
Being
That
human.
that's it. That we all gonna be here for a limited amount of time, and then we're gonna be cease to exist in the physical form, not the energy, but the physical form. So let's use this energy to bring about the necessary positive change of love, peace, and happiness. The three things that, many of us missing in our life. We may
See,
have one, but we don't seem to be able to have all three at the same time. Let's bring
right.
about all three at the same time.
We're
You
we're
know,
we're we're our definition of the ethnics and the separation with racism and the culture. We're not loving humanity. We only loving our sets where we're tied into. How
absolutely.
what we're engaged, what we participate in. We could see and clearly we could see each other as human beings, but yet because of what I'm belong to, I'm this ethnic group or you're that ethnic group. So being human beings is not is doesn't entitle me enough to accept you unless you belong to this set. As being human beings, we experience the life and death. So we know once that energy leaves you, you done. That's with everybody. That's showing that we all are equal. Nobody's different. You live and you die. Everybody. So
Absolutely.
what happens with us is that, yeah, we don't see humanity. We don't see that. We don't even understand the existence of the physical form. We don't understand that it's only carrying a higher energy that's within us. Which that energy that's within us is the frequency we communicate and we see each other on, because it's it's the same, but yet now we get that, what we call it in music, we call it distortion. You have a frequency and you can distort that frequency. And this is I know I speak on this a lot, bro, because being into sound waves and knowing how it affects one's person and everything like that, it explains a lot of our behavior and the things that we deal with and why we adhere to so much, because it's very powerful. That's why I'm a firm believer of that energy, bro, and that energy is out here and it's within all of us, and they separates that by distortion. So our frequencies get distorted, and they distort it in many forms and in many ways, and they influence us. And what happens? We stop seeing ourselves, and I don't see you as a human being. I only see you as black. I only see you as a Jew. I only see you as a Chinese. I only see you in a form, a physical form. That because my frequency has been distorted, and that's what they do. And then we separate it because
And
if
you
I
say
see
they, you
you,
mean big business,
I
and
mean big
government.
business, of course. That's what
Right,
we speak on. We speaking
right.
on that.
Big
We ain't
business.
speaking
Right.
on. We the people,
Absolutely.
bro. We
Right.
are
Big
people.
business.
You understand?
Yeah.
So once they can distort that, and once they can cause that type of separation, then we're not in touch when we see humanity being destroyed, human beings being destroyed. We can accept whatever they say because we are on their frequency. We're on that distortion. So if I
Yeah.
come on and I'll be like, it was a tragic mistake that this happened and this happened and this happened, and mistakes happen. So it's a mistake and it happened, but we're not seeing the humanity of it. Human beings' lives been destroyed,
Right.
not by just the individuals who
We,
lost life,
yeah.
but the families also.
Didn't see the real empathy behind
We
the
don't see,
statement.
no, we
You
don't
didn't
see
see
that.
no empathy. You
We
just saw
we only
heard a statement.
and then we see it's a different ethnic group. It's not humans. We don't our definition of humanity has been distorted. And that's what caused that's what the only thing that can make these entities so powerful is to distort your definition of who you are. And once they can tap into that and make you like like the sister said, you feel me? Once you are part of something else, you can never see clearly who you are. So therefore, you adapt to that type of frequency. So it's not human beings that's getting treaded on. It's not this that's happening. It's not human beings that's being totally controlled and being replaced by another intelligence of what they could program, because if they can no longer program us or we can adapt to that software or whatever, we're being replaced. So it's another frequency that's trying to replace us, and then they could do away with us, because that same thing you see happening is a possibility. We don't know what's on their agenda. We don't know the plans they got, because they always plan ahead. So they plan ahead in such a length of time, and it's just like what you're seeing with Puffy. First, you heard the little stuff happening, you heard the little quotes, then you see the platform snatch it, and then they start saying this and they start saying that. That's his testimony. Now they go to the next level. Now they go to the next level. Now they got the people mind frame distorted. It's already distorted. So now they don't see this person as a human being. They don't
Yeah.
see this person as whatever was done. Oh, okay, now they know, and they don't deal with it like that. They dealing with it something like he ain't human. He's this
Well, yeah,
person.
they actually dehumanize you,
They
and
de
that's a tactic that big business and government have been using for years. Dehumanize a people. I mean, all the wars from you know Saddam Hussein. Anytime there's a war, the dehumanization comes into effect, so that the people don't have empathy nor sympathy when big
they do
business and government goes after them.
right,
You know, I'm really striving to stop saying they because it gives a pass, and then it also kind of makes it like we because for so long it's been they, and then it's been referred to as those who identify as white. And I want to be clear. I want to be clear that no, it's those who identify as white are just as much victims as those who identify as black are.
right,
And we have to be real with that, because even the mindset of when you go into certain places and people look at you as from a complexion point of view, it's been, as you said, they've been distorted. They've been they've been programmed to look at you in such a way, and you've been programmed to look at them in such a way, so that it'll keep this system running the way it needs to be running.
exactly,
And our naivete is the oil that keeps the engine running. Long as we keep at each other, that's the oil. It keeps the engine running. Once we start looking at each other as a human family, and that we all want the same thing, which is love, peace, and happiness, then we start making that change where big business and government start to lose their hold on the people. Go ahead, brother.
right. Because we can look at, and this is the thing about me with sets, because we could look at and what we introduce, and everybody invite everybody to something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this platform inviting people to a specific thing. I want to invite people to life, to the reality of humanity, to the to the to the to the spirituality, to what they're not tapping into that makes them a whole 1%, to show that we are all the same. When we separate that, and I'm not knocking any groups or any sets or any organizations that's trying to introduce the people and lead them the right way. But at the same time, we too, as organizations and as platforms, we have a common denominator, and we must start using that common denominator. And we must surpass. You said one time in one of the platforms about if we were teams, and this team is with this
Right,
team. The
right.
team has to have a common denominator. You know what I'm saying? Because without players, you can't have no team.
Absolutely.
Without no players, you can't have no team. So all the players got to come together and be able to be obedient and disciplined in order to play a game. They got to show discipline and obedience. And we, as platforms and as content creators, as podcasters, or however you want to call us or classify us, we have to have also that common denominator for the people. We're here to bring the people that 1% that's in us. We trying to share that to them. We trying to show them that life is time to live life, and not the objective life that's been, projected to us, or the one we desire, but the real life that connects us, so we can see life without trying to live that and touch in on that. We're losing. And then things like that, there's tragedies that that can happen, can go can go without being punished. How can you see a crime that was just committed, and they come on and they justify the deaths of people helping people, bro.
I mean,
Hold it. But you could cater to this guy that did this and that on a world manhunt and this and that, and point the finger over there, but not pointing the finger of all the lives that was taken. And you've seen it. You've seen the results of it. You've seen the effects of it, but could come on and say, oh, my bad. We made a mistake. We made an error. And we can accept that and continuously on and then tap into the other distortion that they platform and put in front of us. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I mean, that was one of the questions yesterday. Is a public apology enough? You know, after you have murdered people, you know what I mean? That's what I put. I mean, is that enough? 113 people viewed it, but it's like, as you said, and the young lady said, many of us are so focused on stuff that's nonsense, that's irrelevant, to the point that when it comes to realistic, real life issues, we're numb to it. We're numb. We're not able to react with humanity. We just, as the guy got up and said, the Israeli official, military official, that he apologizes. He apologizes for having so-called made a mistake of killing 7 aid workers, you know, and for me, would an apology be enough? I mean, lives were taken. Family members are in pain right now because somebody they love is not coming home anymore. From going, as you said, to do a good deed, to go and feed people under distress behind a war that many of us have no idea of the true meaning, what it's about, but big business and government know exactly what it's about: power
Right,
and control. And at the end of the day, it's time for us as the people all over the world to come together and say, look, we're not having it no more. We're not buying what you're selling, so stop trying to sell it to us.
right,
That's what it's time for us to start doing. And once we start doing that, then we start pulling them out of the offices with the big cigars and making the plans for everybody's life that causes the masses to suffer while they buy up everything, buy up everything and where they buying up farmland. You got big business individuals buying up farmland so that and buying up properties so that they can control the outcome of people's lives. They only see a dollar. They don't see individuals. They don't see people. They don't see humanity. They see profit. It's for profit. And as long as they keep the masses of us looking at each other as colors or ethnicities to a point where it's not to embrace our differences of culture, because
right,
we all have something to bring to the human family. We all have something that we are good at that helps humanity flourish. And once we are able to put all of that together for the good of humanity, not for the good of the government and the big business, but for the good of humanity, and stop buying the game. See, they gaming on us. So here what we want to do is help you peep the game. Peep the game that's being played. They playing us. They playing all of us against each other, and we're suffering in the end. We're suffering in the end because the holistic plan is to keep everything the way it is. Keep the power structure in the power and the people wishing and wanting. That's what's happening to us. We're wishing and wanting and fighting amongst each other and disagreeing with each other. And don't get me wrong, it's fine to disagree. But what's not fine is when you become disagreeable. When you get to the point, like the young lady said, where you don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to make the change that's necessary
you
that's
have no
going to make the
interest in that.
situation better.
Right. You have no
That's going to
interest in that.
right. So you're complaining that you want change, but in reality, you're not making the moves or the changing the thought pattern or creating the energy that could bring about the change. You know, like when we using words, we can't see our words, just like we can't see that energy within us.
Right.
But that those words vibrate. They go to the mind.
Yeah.
So we're using the words to activate that energy so that we can bring about the necessary changes within ourselves, in our surroundings, and ultimately in the world. You know, because I don't just want to speak on this country because there's too much going on around the world that this particular country somehow play puppet master to me. That's my view. They play puppet master and sit and sick people on different countries, and they lay back like they don't know what's going. Like, well, the big business and the government lay back like they have no idea what's going on and want to act like their hands are clean. Their hands are not clean. Their hands are dirty and bloody. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot. It's something that like you said, that you tapped in on. When we speak, when we say things, this you could tell a person that's so distorted because the words that you can't see can affect a person so badly because they tap into certain frequencies and they're on a certain frequency. Because sometimes you tell a person, you go, yo, they just said that. Why got you so upset? That's because they frequency level, man. So somebody say something and hit that tone, they can go at it. The other day, I'm driving to the gym. I'm on my way to the gym. So I'm looking for, I'm playing some tunes. And I hit up Jadakiss. And I'm listening to one of his tunes, and it's me. I don't know if you ever heard about Jadakiss. And I'm listening to the tone of that, and I'm like, see, it's like, and that frequency when you hear it, and when you hear it, and I mean, I'm into music. It's a hot song. It
Right.
was by a hot artist. It's Jadakiss. I mean, what else?
Yeah. I like Jadakiss.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? And but anyway, it's like the skill level of what he was saying in the song. A lot of people would just go, "Whoa!" But if you listen to it, you know what I'm saying, and where he was tapping into it, you know what I'm saying. Especially when he said, you got to check it out when he said a phrase about when he was looking in the mirror and said, "Sometimes I don't even trust you." You know what I'm saying? And it's deep that we don't have those type of frequencies no more. So when a person says something, so when big business in America starts to do things, and when they say things, it's like a hypnosis. It's like you're hypnotized. It's like go after Puffy, boom, you're hypnotized. Go
Right.
after this one, you're hypnotized. Oh, we killed this one, but it was a mistake. Now, an officer shoots somebody, he's suspended, he's going through the chain. This guy just comes up and say, "My bag." You know what I'm saying? My bag. Let's keep it moving. So it's like, and those words they tap into our distortion. When they tone comes to us, when their tone come to us, it's okay. Now, if another tone come to us, we can't commute. We can't. It's like the young lady said. We can't accept that. We start to rebel against that. You know what I'm saying? We can't tap into that because that other tone that tap into us, we're already conditioned to not accept that. So they could do whatever they want and they could come on. You know what I'm saying? It's like the article about Biden's wife when she was telling him to stop this war. Like, this is nonsense. You
Right, right,
understand? To
right,
stop it. But and even though he know it's wrong, you have big business in America saying, like, you got to continue on. But now you have another frequency that telling you right here, like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? This is enough is enough, which they say someone overheard her trying to plead with him from the killings, because now the blood's spilled over to innocent people that's out to help other people that's
absolutely,
in
absolutely,
distress. And
absolutely.
we're as a humanity, as a people, we're not enraged about that, bro. We not going like, yo, we not enraged about this is what we're on. They got us so programmed. And the thing about it is, like, you and I, right?
Right,
Where we come from, how we grew up, right? And it's many of us that's on the same way. You feel me? 1% is out there of the 5%. You feel me?
right.
And that's on the wave for humanity, for the reality of life, for the realness of life itself to enjoy, right? And then there's some of us, man, we're so intelligent, but we're so stupid, bro. We like really puppets, like dumb, like still playing mind games at this point in our lives, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
At this point in our lives, man. Living 66 decades, bro. You feel me?
Yeah,
So living 6 decades. Me, I'm 60, right?
right.
So living to be 60, you can imagine the things I done seen, and from generation to generation, and the things I participated in, and the things that happened over the time, and the results over the time. To see that in a time like this, in a place like this, it's us, the people. We're not reaching out to identify one each other to be A alike, B alike, C alike. We're not
Absolutely,
identifying like that. You understand?
absolutely,
Because we
absolutely.
all in different sets. Sets is so many different sets. We're identifying the set, and everybody want a set to be right.
Well, the
The,
team, as I used before,
everybody want to
we
be.
claiming our
Everybody want
team.
their team to
Yeah,
be
we
right.
claiming our
Everybody want their
teams.
team to be a winner. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
But
right.
humanity itself, because life is not a game. You know what I'm saying? Life is real, but it can be played like a game. You know what I'm saying? And
And it is.
when they start strategizing it, playing it like a game. That's like, why you got Peep Game TV, because you peep the
Absolutely.
game and you say, well, this is the game they playing. The blueprint is there, and the blueprint is clear. You can
Yeah,
see it. It doesn't change. It's over and over and over. They do the same thing,
yeah,
but
yeah. It's
we're
repetitive.
we're such in a different frequency of behavior, of acceptance, of identifying, that we continue to do the same thing to each other, coming from the street, and the struggles that we did. We still not identifying with the real enemy. We still doing his job. We still keeping we still doing the same things, and we're still coming from a street, bro. When you seen brothers died, get locked up, go through so much hardship and everything, we still incorporating life to continue that same action, instead of being real big and saying, nah, we gotta cut this out, bro. This is not it. This ain't even us. This is something they're encouraging us to do so we can destroy and stay on that wavelength, man. And that's what it is. And we, as black men of our generation, you know what I'm saying, that bear witness to the early the later part of the 60s, because in the early part of the 60s we were young, but we comprehended. But in the later part of the 60s, we seen some changes. In the early 70s and the late 60s, we seen some drastic changes, and we seen a lot happen after the years and the years to come. We seen a lot happen, man. We bear witness to a lot. So I'm saying that to tolerate the things that we see now, we're not in touch, to allow a radio station, not in private, to publicly come on and play stuff that we know our children adapting to and following, we're not touched with humanity, bro. We just in touch with a certain team. That's it. We're not in touch with reality, bro. We're out of touch in such a way. Not that if we're dumb, and when it comes to the rights of humanity, our spirituality, our 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 right to exist in a certain manner, our right to live in a certain manner of the earth. If we look at the earth and see that is so free in living, and we're so captive, we're so tied up in living. We're not like the trees that can live and they go on. We're not like the rest of the world, the animals that by nature itself how it's living. We're not like that. We're the animals that get captured, put into a cave, not a physical cave, a mental cave, a spiritual cave, a frequency cave, and we're held hostage and we're separated into teams to not care about the other team.
Right,
You understand? It's deep,
right,
man,
right. And
and it's heartbreaking.
the reason I wanted to use ethnicity as, you know, an analogy with the team, because it's even with a team, everybody has to play together. So that's why, I chose to use a team, so that we have to work together in order to accomplish say goal.
Right,
The other thing is, when you playing against the team, there's no hatred. You know what I mean? It's only competitiveness for to accomplish a goal. So you can still shake hands and still hug the other team. Whereas when we start using race, which is a game, you race, you run, it's
right,
competitiveness. So when we start using that and we're looking at it as an adversary or opposition rather than, look, we play for different teams, but we ultimately want our teams to win. And there's no harm if your team wins a game or my team wins a game or we come up a draw. There's no
right,
harm. We still have love for each other. So that's the reason that I chose to use the team. Now, this is kind of on it, but it's off. It's kind of something I want to bring out too. It's something else, because part of why we are off is because we're off when it comes to first tapping into ourselves, tapping into who we are individually, without individualism, without individualism. You know what I mean? You
right,
can understand who you are as an individual without being promote individualism where it's just all about you. And this is something I want you to check out. I want everybody to check out.
I think that men prefer a natural body or a BBL. 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 Do you prefer a natural body or a BBL? Natural. 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 Natural body all day. I think that men prefer a natural body or a BBL. BBL. Yeah. BBL. 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 BBL.
Okay. Now, the reason I brought that to everybody's attention is because it shows that men and women are not in touch with each other. You hear the question asked, do you prefer, asking the women, do men prefer women with BBL? All the women say BBL, BBL. You ask the men, all the men say natural. So we're out of touch with each other because we're not taking the time to really get to see what each other want, what each other desires. We're so busy worried about what I want. This is what I want from you. Like women tell you, look, I want a man with money. I want a man that's gonna, got a 9-inch. 10-inch, you know what I mean? This is what you want. Okay, now money and sex at the end of the day don't create love.
Right.
Nor does it create peace,
Right.
nor does it create happiness. You know what I'm saying? So, and men, I want a big butt. I want, I want a woman with a nice body. I want a woman that's going to listen to what I say, be quiet when I say be quiet. Neither one of those things going to bring love, happiness, or peace. So right now we're off as a, as you were saying earlier, a collective. The key components are at odds.
Right.
So it's like you got the two wires. You got the red wire and you got the white wire. Those two wires, you hook them together to bring the energy, to bring whatever it's going to be on. And even then when you had the neutral, you know what I'm saying? You got the neutral. But those two main wires going to determine whether something's going to work or not. And
Right.
those two wires are off. They're not working together. They're not coming together for the good of each other. That's what we're missing. Because look what you said. Biden's wife was saying to him, he needs to stop the war. Why? As you said, the women have the nurturing intuition. They understand what humanity is about. Where
Right.
men, we be off. We be off because our egos and our greed and our hunger for power and control knocks us off kill. We're not level. So the women are to ground us. They help ground us. They're
Keep you
like that
grounded.
neutral.
Right.
They bring
Right.
that neutral in there
Right. I
for
agree
us.
with you,
You know
brother.
what I'm saying? They bring that neutral.
I
So
agree
we're the
with you,
red,
brother.
the white, and then they bring that neutrality in so that we can be grounded. And we do it for them too. That's so the red and white, and we come together. We neutralize each other. We make each other neutral. We balance off each other. But we don't realize that because we're out of touch with ourselves. We're out of touch with who we are as a whole.
As a
You know
whole.
what I'm saying? And it's, we, particularly our culture, struggle a lot to me based on our love for being black. We love being black, I think, more than we love who we can be. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Because
agree with you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I don't
You
agree with
you
that,
you you
bro.
you you listen,
I
listen,
don't agree with
listen.
that, man.
You listen. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree
I'm
with me.
just saying,
Hold
bro,
up,
because
before you disagree, let me make my point. My point is, we, as those who say we're black, we yell black from the top of the building to the bottom of the basement. Now, when it comes to us as a whole, black people have more negative things to say about black than there are good things. And not just us. I mean, when you hear it, you say, black people can't stick together. Black people killing each other. Black people on drugs. Black people got the highest levels of cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes. Now, if if the thing was, what if the whole synopsis around loving that connection to being black was a part of why we suffer? Would we be willing to let black go so that we can stop suffering? Would we be willing to do that? Would we be willing to say, I don't want to be black no more because I'd rather not suffer. I'd rather everything that I want and see that we can be comes to pass, and black has been holding me back from doing that.
From my experience in this country, from my experience, us people, the way you are, the way you look, and the way I look, I don't care what you call yourself. You still gonna be treated the same way. I don't care what you call yourself.
And
I
let
know
me
some
say,
black
and let me
people.
say,
Hold on, let me finish. I
I'm
know
gonna
some
let you
black
finish, but
people.
let me say I disagree with that. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I know some black people that don't even call themselves black. I know some black people that is a mixed breed, but because of they is a part of that situation, they still dislike. You know, Jay-Z made a song one time and it's called Rich Nigga, Po Nigga,
I
this
remember.
nigga, you
I'm
still
familiar
nigga.
with the
If you
song.
listen to what he's telling you, it ain't the word, bro. It ain't what you affiliating yourself with, man. It's your energy. It's your energy. That energy that you have, bro, that's under that pigment of skin, brother. And you call yourself um change say you call yourself what you want to call you, and you still gonna be treated the same way, brother. That's America. That's the
I,
business of
I
America.
and see,
And we're and this is what I'm talking about, sets, man. It ain't about that. It ain't about even identifying what's the name. It's about the energy that we all have, that's what identify us as humans.
you just
See, we
contradicted yourself. Listen, you just contradicted yourself because if it's about the energy that's causing us the hardship and not the word itself, then what would be the difference if from any other individual? If it was just about our energy, then everybody would be treated the same way we are being treated. And it's not happening. Everybody's not being treated the same way we be treated
Well,
because of
that's what
that.
I'm just telling you.
Okay,
This is
but
what
it's
I'm
not.
telling you. They're treating us. They're treating us because of who we are, and
No,
it doesn't matter who we call ourselves. It don't
but
matter. It
you
don't
but
matter
see,
who we
this
call
is
ourselves,
listen.
bro.
This is the thing. What you're talking about and what's happening is based on a theology wrapped around black, Negro, and colored. That theology produces a mindset that produces a behavior that makes you and me and others that acknowledge themselves as black think that's the reason that they're doing it. They're doing it
No,
because
they
the color of my
identify.
skin.
They identify situations pertaining to that so you can separate from each other. They participate in affiliating black with this, black with that, black with this, Negro with that, nigger with this.
And
They
what are they?
affiliate that
And what are they
so you
affiliated
can
with? What are
separate
they
yourself.
affiliated with?
They they affiliated with the times. Hold it. They affiliated with oppression, with us being oppressed,
Go
us
ahead.
being pressurized. That's
Go
what is
ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
identifying us with.
Keep
Because
going.
all people got
Keep going.
crime. All
Keep
people
going.
got
Keep
situations.
but
You
but keep
understand?
but listen.
And that's
Listen what you
what
just
they're
said
doing.
though.
What they're doing is when you say I don't want to be black or I'm not calling myself black like this and we shouldn't call ourselves like that. We just cutting every biblical cord, and this is what it is.
Listen what
We
I just
start
said to
over
you.
and over again. We start over and over again.
Listen
We
what I
start
just
over
said
and
to
over
you.
again.
Listen what I said to you. We as people who acknowledge themselves as black is in love with black so much.
But you saying
And
we're in love with
to
black so much? It
listen,
ain't like
listen,
that, bro.
listen.
I'm not in love with
You
black so much, bro.
you just said it.
It's not. No, I did not, bro. You taking it the wrong way. I'm not saying,
So
oh, we in love with ourselves. We're black. I said
no,
because we
you in
create
love the
so many
word. The
sets.
word.
We create so
Not
many,
even
bro. It's
listen.
only identifying. It's our
Listen,
identity.
black don't exist as a people. Let's
All
be
right.
real.
What is it? What does it
Let's
exist as?
stop
What is it?
capping.
What do
Let's
it
stop
exist
capping.
as?
Hold up. Let's stop capping. Black don't exist as a people.
What does it
Black is a
exist
color.
as? Okay, it's a color.
It's
It's
a
a color.
color. And
Right.
that
Uh-huh.
color is
I,
equated with massive negativity. And it came out of your mouth. Oppression,
bro, from
separation.
who? If they did that to us, but we're taking it now
See, here
because
we
of our
go.
actions. Hold it. This what
We
we
got
do.
to end. It's
This is
time to
what we
go. We're
do,
going to have
bro.
to say this to the mob.
We're gonna save it to tomorrow,
We
brother,
say
because we
this to the
coming back
mob,
on this
bro.
one. I
We
Yeah,
got to say
tomorrow.
this to the mob. It's
All
over
right,
for
brother. We coming back on that one.
no, we got to say it to the mob, brother.
All right, man. I got you.
Uh, we like to thank all of you who was watching. And listen, when you guys come in, hang on. Don't leave. Hang on because it's going to get interesting. You know what I'm saying? So hang on and listen because we going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Anything and everything we say is going to be something that you can take away and utilize after you sit here and listen and watch us.
Because it's just life, baby.
That's a
It's life.
guarantee. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, with that being said, I want to say love,
Peace
peace,
and
and
happiness.
happiness to you and all you and your families.
Assalamu alaikum. See you tomorrow,
Alaikum
brother.
salam. All right.